Yes, that's my tribe, Ephraim. Nothing to be proud of. It's totally something to be ashamed of. The Lord brings judgment on Ephraim for this. The glorious beauty, fat valley. With the fat valley, that I just read about that in Genesis 49 and in Deuteronomy 33. It talks the blessings of Joseph's land. Joseph's land is going to be fruitful. So Ephraim's got the fat valley, meaning the land is really fruitful. Okay. Now, going to the next passage, just remember the beauty goes to Ephraim, really lots of beauty. Now, here we go, Isaiah chapter 23, verses 1 through 18. I'm going to read all these verses, so read them along with me. Isaiah 23. Here we go. Verses 1 through 18. It's not a long chapter. You know what, in my Bible, it's really interesting. The word Phoenicia. The word Phoenicia is right there. See that word Phoenicia? Huh. The people who put together my Bible think that the Lord's talking about Phoenicia. Let's see if that's true. Let's see if that's true. By the way, historically, the two most famous cities in the Phoenician Empire, and yes, they were an empire, Tyre and Sidon. Tyre is spelled T-Y-R-E-D-O-N. Tyre and Sidon, and they were in what is commonly known today as the Holy Land, Israel. So, those were Phoenician ports. Merchant ports, but very, very, very rich and beautiful. So let us begin to read. Chapter 23, verse 1. The burden of Tyre. Howl, ye ships of Tarshish, for it is laid waste, so that there is no house, no entering in. From the land of it is revealed to them. Be still, ye inhabitants of the isle, thou whom the merchants of Zidon that pass over the sea have replenished. I'm going to talk about that verse 2. I'm going to explain what that's talking about. That means, at least what I think it means. There's an old Tyre and there's a new Tyre, and so hopefully, if I remember, I'll get to that when I'm finished reading the chapter. Verse 3, and by great waters, the seed of Sihor, the harvest of the river, is her revenue. And she is a mart of nations. Be thou ashamed, O Zidon, for the sea hath spoken, even the strength of the sea, saying, I travail not, nor bring forth children, neither do I nourish up young men, nor bring up virgins. As at the report concerning Egypt, so they be sorely pained at the report of Tyre. Verse 6, pass ye over to Tarshish. Howl, ye inhabitants of the isle. Is this your joyous city, whose antiquity is of ancient days? Her own feet shall carry her afar off to sojourn. Who hath taken this counsel against Tyre, the crowning city, whose merchants are princes, whose traders are the honorable of the earth? The Lord of hosts hath purposed it, to stain the pride of all glory, and to bring into contempt all the honorable of the earth. Muy importante verse right there. Verse 10, pass through as a river, O daughter of Tarshish, there is no more strength. He stretched out his hand over the sea, he shook the kingdoms. The Lord hath given a commandment against the merchant city, to destroy the strongholds thereof. And he said, Thou shalt no more rejoice, O thou oppressed virgin, O daughter of Zidon. Arise, pass over to Chittim. There also shalt thou have no rest. Behold the land of the Chaldeans. This people was not till the Assyrian founded it, for them that dwell in the wilderness. They set up the towers thereof, they raised up the palaces thereof, and he brought it to ruin. That's talking about Babylon the Great, by the way, the United States of America. I want to get back to that in a second. Verse 14, some verse, keystone verse right here. Verse 14. Howl, ye ships of Tarshish, for your strength is laid waste. And it shall come to pass in that day that Tyre shall be forgotten 70 years, according to the days of one king. After the end of 70 years shall Tyre sing as a harlot. A harp, go about the city, thou harlot that hast been forgotten. Make sweet melody. Sing many songs, that thou mayest be remembered. And it shall come to pass after the end of 70 years that the Lord will visit Tyre, and she shall turn to her hire, and shall commit fornication with all the kingdoms of the world upon the face of the earth. Verse 18, and her merchandise and her hire shall be holiness to the Lord. It shall not be treasured, nor for her merchandise shall be for them that dwell before the Lord Most High, to eat sufficiently, and for durable clothing. Now, verse 18, I believe, is talking about in the end times, where the people of Tarshish will be turned from the harlotry of prostituting themselves for economic gain towards serving all of the Hebrew Israelite tribes in the world and using their substance, their financial and material blessings then to aid needy of the other tribes of Israel. To bring them about to the point where they can eat sufficiently, to bring them to the point where they can have durable clothing, clothe themselves. And this is in the last days, where Tarshish will change from prostituting themselves among the nations for financial gain to the point where they're bringing the Lord's people, the other Israelites, the substance that they need. And it will be holiness to the Lord. Okay, so I want to point out a few things about some of these verses. Looking at verse 1, howl, ye ships of Tarshish. The ships of Tarshish are being told to grieve. Howling is just this wailing, right? God's telling them to wail. He's going to do something on them that will make them wail. Will make them wail. Ships, that's plural. That's more than one. You know what? It's many. It's hundreds. It's even thousands throughout history. The ship Tarshish, thousands of them throughout history have been made by the Lord to wail. Because why? They're laid waste. They're laid waste. They're sorely pained. Okay? I talked about Isaiah 28. Where's Isaiah 28? What's that verse that I said to remember in 28? Because he had sent a mighty strong one, which was a tempest, a storm. He sends these storms against these ships, okay? Strong storms of hail, destroying storms, storms that break these ships apart. Flood of mighty waters overflowing, where the waters crash down on the ships. Sinking ships, sinking ships. I'm talking about complete and total shipwreck, okay? To cast down to the earth with the hand. And it talks then about the crown of pride. The Lord Most High saying, howl ye ships, because he's going to bring those ships down. Shipwrecks. 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 The ships of Tarshish are the ones that get the shipwrecks. What's the most famous shipwreck in the world? Titanic, right? They made such a hullabaloo about how great the Titanic was. The engineering was so phenomenal. The biggest ship in the world, impossible to sink. All of this hype before its maiden voyage, right? Newspaper articles saying that it's the ship that even God can't sink. Don't ever say something like that, because you're just asking for trouble from God. That's the crown of pride. That's Ephraim's pride. And the Lord did what to it? On her maiden voyage, the Titanic sank. Howl, ye ships. Howl, ye ships. Now it talks about the honorable ones of Tarshish. Let's say something about the honor of these people. Did the Lord bring down that ship of Tarshish? Oh, yes, he did. But you know what? They were honorable. The motto of the day was women and children first. So the vast majority of the men, I just gave it away. The vast majority of the people who died on the Titanic were men, because they automatically, because of their code of honor that they had all been raised with, they automatically, instinctively gave up their lifeboats, and there weren't enough lifeboats for everybody. Because of their pride, they didn't even think they would need lifeboats. So there weren't enough lifeboats, so the men sacrificed their lives in these Arctic waters for the women and the children. Women and children first was their credo. That's honor, people. That's honor. So yeah, the Bible is right. The Bible says that these people of Tarshish were an honorable people, but they're also filled with pride. So, back to Isaiah 23. He tells them to howl. The ships of Tarshish, they're the ones that brought the merchandise into Tyre and Sidon, the most wealthy, rich, main ports of the Phoenician Empire. Again, these were located in the Holy Land, but it was throughout the Mediterranean region. And I'll go into this hopefully later on in the message, but actually they went around into Spain, into Great Britain, into Wales. They circumnavigated Africa. They went into the so-called New World. They actually had gone through the archipelago of Indonesia, about north of Australia, and that's the means that they took to get to Mexico and South America area. There's archaeological evidence of the Phoenicians having contact with the land masses of North and South America. So this is how vast the Phoenician Empire was. And yes, they circumnavigated Africa. Okay? So I wanted to go into verse 5 and verse 6. As at the report, verse 5, as at the report concerning Egypt, so shall they be sorely pained at the report of Tyre. So the Lord brought Tyre down, even the second rebuilding of Tyre. Now, this, I believe this is talking Alexander the Great did to them. Alexander the Great, he tried many times, and he didn't succeed initially, but eventually he got to the point where he completely took Tyre. Pass ye over. Verse 6, I'm going to do verse 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 6 through 15. Okay. Pass ye over to Tarshish. Howl, ye inhabitants of the isle. Where is Tarshish? Where is Tarshish today? If we wanted to find out where that city was today, answer, Spain. Spain. Some people say Carthage. Carthage is another city in the Phoenician Empire in North Africa, modern-day Tunisia. That's right, modern-day Tunisia. So, where is it? Is it Carthage in North Africa, or is it located in Spain? Which one is it? Which one is it? Both of them. Both of them were Phoenician areas. I say Spain. Here's why. Lord willing, later on I should be able to show my screen, but right now I haven't practiced doing that because I'm still new to live stream. So I'm going to tell you to look this up on your own time. But there is actually a mine in southern Spain